Hello, my name is Julie, and this is KS Mom Crochets. Today is going to be Crochet Podcast number 16, and I have a finished object and some whips to show you, and also a featured photo will be at the end. So stay tuned for that. So my one and only finished object is my pretty kitty. This pattern is by Nelly, Handmade. She has a free Ravelry download, and it is also on her website or her blog, which I will link both of those down below. There were some errors in the PDF download. The row counts were a little off, but her patterns are originally written in a different language. I can't remember what language it is, but they are written in a different language, and I think that's how that got messed up. But it's not really a big deal. It wasn't hard to follow. The only thing is her patterns did not tell where to put the eyes, so I had to kind of figure that out myself. And the bow tie was a YouTube tutorial in a different language, so I just kind of winged it and did my own bow tie, which is a little bit smaller and not as cute as the one that is shown on the pattern. But I just did not feel like trying to figure out how to follow that in a different language. I mean, I know that you can see what they're doing and just follow that way, but I didn't want to do that. But anyway, this is her, and like I mentioned the last time that I showed her as a work in progress, I did use a border, Wavy stitch border by Naztazia for the bottom of her dress. And she does have a little tail, and I asked my daughter, because this is for my youngest daughter, and I asked my daughter if she wanted the tail under the dress or sticking out of the dress, and she said that she wanted me to sew it on top of the dress, so that is what I did. I used a 2.75 millimeter hook on her, and I used all drop saffron yarn, and I am not prepared. Let's see. Let me find her. I used off-white for the body, beige for the feet, and I used mauve for the bow tie, and lavender is the dress. And I think she turned out pretty cute. I had a really hard time embroidering her nose. I started out making like a triangle and then trying to fill it in, and that just looked horrible, so I just kind of made a triangle the best I could without outlining it. I think it turned out okay. But yeah, I love her. I think she turned out super cute, and my daughter really likes her too, and she's pretty good size to be made out of a smaller yarn. So if she was made in like worsted weight yarn or number 4, she would probably come out pretty big. But yeah, this is her, and like I said, there's her backside, and I'm really happy with how she turned out. And that is the only thing that I've got finished. I did start a couple new projects, but I'm going to show you the one that you have already seen, and that is my Ruana. I was living in this big sunflower bag. The last time that you seen this, I had only done one repeat, and I have done another repeat. Well, that's got all my tails. You don't want to see that. And I did, it's really long, I did get my pocket hole started. So I think that it's turning out really good. I didn't work on this as much as I should have, but I really like how it's turning out. I'm not really good at the half double crochet stitch, and a lot of this is half double crochet, so it's given me lots of practice on that. But I'm really loving how it turned out, or is turning out. And this is a tutorial by Charm Grammy Crochet or Lynette, and I will link it down below. It's called the Campfire Ruana. And I'm using a 6mm hook on this, and I'm using all big twist yarn. I'm using the color Burgundy for my main color throughout, so it's the darker color that you see every other row, or every other 3 rows. And then I'm using the color Wine, the color Medium Gray, which is this lighter gray, and then this darker gray is called Medium Gray, or Dark Gray, sorry. Dark Gray, and then Medium Gray. So, this is how it's turning out. And like I said, it's really, really long. And, yeah, I'm really loving it. And I'm not in a big hurry to get this done. It's just something that I am enjoying working on while I'm watching TV. And, I'm really enjoying working on it when I do. So that is my progress on my Campfire Ruana. Now the next work in progress that I have comes out of this book, which is called Amigurumi Animals. And I have made something out of this book, which was this little teddy bear right here. And when I made that teddy bear, there was some errors in the pattern. And so, I was kind of curious, if there were going to be errors in more of the patterns, and sadly, there is. It's not like anything that's like really bad. I guess I could show you what I'm working on here. So I am working on Daisy the pig, and this is her right here. Oops. I really like the font in this book. It's really big. Usually the font is a lot smaller in books, but I do like that. I do have her body. She looks really funny. She reminds me of like a turtle or something. I don't know why, but anyway. So I do have her. I do have her snout, which is right here, and that will go like right there. And then I do have 2 of her little ears. Started. But the hat has holes. Let me put this up so I don't lose my little pieces here. But the hat has little holes in it that you leave, so I didn't want to sew her ears on until I got the hat done. And I actually just finished this hat not too long ago. But, so the ears will like poke out of those holes. And I feel like her hat is really big. And this pattern does show you where to place the eyes, but I feel like they're a little bit higher up than what they look in the picture. But I placed them where that they said to put them at. I do have tails that I need to weave in, but yeah, I didn't want to place her ears or anything, because where it has those holes, I wanted to make sure that I had them in the right spot so that her hat would fit right. But yeah, I still have to go back in those front loops and attach her dress, and I'm using the Hobie Rainbow 84 for the color right here. Let me bring it out. So this color is called Lilac, which I thought was kind of weird, but it's called Lilac, and it's number 69. And then this color, in the picture of the pig in the book, it has white, or like a cream color, but I didn't have that in the Hobie Rainbow, and I wanted to use the Hobie Rainbow because I hadn't got to use it yet. But this color right here is number 16, and it is light gray. Now, I didn't have a light pink that was pig appropriate. As my daughter said, she said that none of the colors that I had looked like a pig, so she picked out a different yarn to pair with this yarn, and this is Drops Love You 9. It is getting discontinued from Wool Warehouse, but this color is number 110, and it is light pink, but it's working out really well with this Hobie yarn. So that is what she's looking like so far. And like I said, I'm going to go back and I'm going to attach her dress, and her dress will be this color of gray. So that is my progress on Daisy May, or not Daisy May, on Daisy the pig. Now back to the pattern errors. There was a error on the, was it the head? Let me see if I can find it. Yes, there was a error on the head. It tells you that one round you have 24 stitches, and then it says just single crochet around for the next round, which should still be 24 stitches, but then the stitch count doubles. So you were supposed to put 2 single crochets in that round. So that was one of the errors in this pattern. And then there was also an error on the hat. You were supposed to have 50 stitches around where the ear holes are, and it just, the way that they had it written, they had put to work in 23, and then the rest of them, and it just didn't add up to 50. But I figured that out myself. And then it tells you to change to your other color for the stripe, but then it never tells you to change back. So I'm really disappointed because I love this book. But this book I don't think would be for beginners that aren't used to amigurumi and that wouldn't be able to catch those errors and figure out how to fix them. Because like I said, they're just slight errors in the book. But it's enough to where I think that, because I got frustrated with it, and I think that a beginner would get frustrated too. But the patterns in here, like, are so adorable, and I want to make so many of these, and I'll continue to use this book, even though, like I said, there are errors in the patterns, but I have been making amigurumi so long that it's not hard for me to figure out what, you know, how to fix it, I guess. But yeah, I want to make that little fox right there. He's on my to-do list, I think, next. But there's a lot of cute patterns in this, but like I said, I would not recommend this for somebody that does not have previous knowledge of making amigurumi, because I just think that they would get too frustrated with it. So yeah. Now my next and last work in progress, the only thing that I have actually worked on or started, or, you know, is a blanket that I had started. And I had some random yarn in a basket, and I wanted to empty that basket out. And so I said, I'm just going to put them together. And everybody was like, those colors do not go together. And I'm like, I know. I'm going to call it my ugly blanket. So I'm calling this blanket my ugly blanket. But even though these colors do not go together whatsoever, I think it's turning out really, really pretty, which is just crazy because I never thought that it would look good together. So I'm using Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel, and this is some clearance yarn that I got from Hobby Lobby last year, 2 years ago, I don't remember, but I've had it for a long time and I just wanted to use it up. I had 2 of this color, which is called Cream Puff Dream Puff. This is 100% acrylic. There's 355 yards in each one, and this is my last cake that I have of this one. And I just thought that was so pretty. And now the other cake looks like this. This is what I have left of my second cake. And as you can see, these colors, they do not go together at all. But I wanted to use them, and I had 2 of these and 2 of these. And I just said, oh well, I'm just going to put them together and go with it. And that is what I did. So like I said, I'm using 2 of the sugar wheels of this and 2 of the other one, and the other color is called Warm Gingerbread. So I have used 2 of them already, and I'm working on the 3rd one, and I'm into the 5th one. Now I did add another color, which is called Licorice, and it is Red Heart Bunches of Hugs. They had this yarn on sale a couple years ago for like $3.99, and you get like a bunch of yardage in it. It's like, I don't remember. It's a really, really big ball of yarn, and it's not the softest yarn, but it's not as bad as like the normal Red Heart Super Saver. So I was just trying to use that up, and that is the only black that I have left. So this is what I have so far. So this first section that you're seeing up to this red color is the Warm Gingerbread, and then I did 5 rows of the black. So I just used all of that yarn up until I couldn't do another row, and then so I used 1 entire cake, and then I did 5 rows of black, and then I went into the next cake, which was the Cream Puff colorway. And then I did 5 more rows of black, and now I am working on the Warm Gingerbread again. So I will hold it up again, try to slowly show you what it is looking like. So, do these colors match? No. No, they do not match. Not at all, but I think the black is really tying them together, and I think that it is going to look very unique, and I'm actually really liking these colors together, which I did not think that I would at all, because like I said, they don't go together. I was going to call this my ugly blanket. I am doing the Drunken Granny stitch, which is by the Secret Yarnery, and I'm using a 6mm hook on this. And like I said, these colors do not go together, but sometimes it just works out, and I think that's how this is going to be. I think that I'm really going to like it when it's done. It reminds me, I don't know why, but this part reminds me of like the ocean, and then this part reminds me of like a sunset. I don't know why. I don't know, but it does. But anyway, yeah, so that is my ugly blanket. But I just wanted to use that yarn up because it's been sitting, and you know, why not? If it's just going to be used as a throw blanket, what does it matter if they match or not? As long as the yarn is getting used, I think that's all that matters. So maybe you all have some yarn that you think there's no way that these colors look good together, and then you just put them together anyway and see how it turns out. Maybe you'll get inspired by that. So the next part of this video is featured photos. Now, I had one person send me a picture, and this was Louise. She was actually the first person to ever email me, and it was, I remember I was so excited because I had never got an email from anybody that watched my videos before. But she was asking me what I thought about the patterns in the Amigurumi Treasures books, like the one that this giraffe came out of. And she was asking me if I thought that they were beginner friendly, pretty much. So I told her that because those books are by Erinna Lee, and I told her that she had a website that has free patterns on it, and they are set up the same way as the patterns in the books, because the really good thing about those books, and I don't think I do have one. Let me see if I can grab it. The really good thing about, like, this is Amigurumi Treasures 2. The really good thing about her books is they have a lot of pictures throughout. She tells you exactly where to place things. Like, each Amigurumi has at least 12 to 15 pictures in it. And like I said, these books are by Erinna Lee, and she has the website TheLittleHook, and I will link it down below. But Louise made the Christmas mouse, and I will pop in her picture while I'm talking so that you can see how cute that it is, because she did such a wonderful job. So like I said, I told her to try one of those patterns before she made or before she decided to buy the books, because like I said, they are very similar to the patterns that are in the books. So that is my suggestion to any of you all that want to try out those books, but you think that maybe they look too complicated, you know, the way that they're made, is to just go to her website and download some of her free patterns. And the thing that you have to do is you have to add them to your cart and like check out, like you're going to check out, but it doesn't ask for any kind of payment method. It's free, you know, but the way that her website is set up is you do have to add them. And then they email you the pattern to download through an email. So like I said, I think Louise did such a wonderful job on her mouse, and I hope that she decides to try some of the patterns out of the Amigurumi Treasures books too, because they are so much fun to make. I have had so much fun making patterns out of those books, and I will get back to them again. That is why this book is on my cart, even though I'm not working from it right now. My last podcast, I said after I showed pictures that I was going to start looking at gnomes again, and I was going to start looking at patterns in my books, and I really am eyeing this cow. I think she's adorable. So yeah. So I just want to say thank you so much to Louise for sending me her picture. I enjoy getting pictures so much. So if you all, like I've said before, if you would like to send me pictures, my email is always in the description box, and my Instagram. And if you would like me to share them, just please include that in your email. So the next thing that I want to talk about is Caitlin's, my daughter Caitlin's whip. I haven't showed it in a while because she had school, and school was winding down. She had finals, and she had not been able to work on it. Now I've lost my little book. Here it is. So I can tell you what we're doing here. So I'm teaching Caitlin how to crochet, and I started her out with the granny square. And this is one of her squares that she's done. She only had to make 2 more, and she just finished her second square. And if you notice that there was a split, like I split 2 videos together, it is because she came in here to give me her last square to show you all. So here are the last 2 squares of her granny square purse that we are going to be making together. So she made all of the squares except for, I think I made 2 of the squares, and then I made all of the centers for her, and then she just like I made the centers, and then she did the next 2 rounds. So there are 4 round granny squares, and then I put them together into panels, and I still have ends. I know, like this one is really not that bad with ends, but the next one I'm about to show you is really bad with ends. So what I did is I single crocheted all of the squares together on the back side so that the ridge was on the back, and then it looked nice and pretty on the front. And then I went around the whole entire panel with 2 rounds of the granny stitch. And so this is the front panel, or one of the panels, the front panel we'll say, and then this is the back panel. So I did the same exact thing, and like I said, there's a million ends on this one. I just single crocheted them together, and then I did 2 rounds of the granny all the way around. And like I said, she made most of the squares, I think all of them except for maybe 2. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these together for her, and then this will be my be the flap. So let's see if I can show you how it's going to look. We'll just pretend that this is all together, and this will be the front of the purse. So this is what the purse will look like. It'll have a flap that flips up, and then you'll be able to open it like that. Now I am loosely basing this, the construction of putting it together. Loosely, I say, because it's just how to put these panels together to where that it gives it a little width on the sides from the Littlejohn Yarns tutorial. I'll link it below, but I'm not completely following that pattern because like I said, I started out doing my own thing, but I just needed a little help on how to make a little width on the sides, which is, you know, pretty much just crocheting around them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these two together, just single crochet them together like I did the other ones, and then I'm going to do 2 rounds of granny stitch all the way around both of these together, and then I will start stitching the sides, and then we'll figure out something for the handles, and her purse will be done. And I'm so proud of her for finishing all these squares. I know that to us, all those squares really don't seem like a lot. You know, it wouldn't take us no time to make that many squares, but for a beginner, that is quite an accomplishment, and she is only 14 years old, so I'm super, super proud of her. And in the end, we will have a project that we made together, and we will have those memories, and that is what's important to me, is making memories with my children. So that is all of the works in progress. Now I do have a little bit of yarn, and after this yarn I've put myself on a yarn ban. Will that stick? I don't know, but you know, I'm going to try to work through my stash. That was one of the reasons for making that blanket. But they had a sale a week or 2 ago at Maxim where that they had all of their yarn on sale, and I got a free shipping coupon in my email, and it's so hard to pass up on free shipping, especially when they have yarn that you want. Now, I'm sorry about the crinkle because I have not even, I took it out of the outer package, but I have not opened it. But I did show this before. I showed this is called DK Yarn 10 pack, but this is the brights. Now the last one that I showed you was like more pastel colors, but I wanted to get the brights to go with it. It's like a neon yellow, red, orange, blue, and like a aqua turquoise color. They're 50-gram balls in 5 colors, knit and purl. And let's see if I can tell you a little bit about it without opening it. No, I think I'm going to have to open it. So this is a number 3. That is really bright. Number 3, it's a 50-gram ball, 133 meters. It's pretty much all it tells me. Doesn't tell me it's produced in Turkey. You can wash it, but I don't think you can dry it because it's got an X over the symbol. And they recommend a 4mm hook or needle. So this one's the orange. And like I said, you get 2 of each color. And I have, like I said, showed the pastel colors, but I wanted the brights. And I wanted some more DK yarn because I don't have a lot. I did find some that I didn't remember having. That happens sometimes. But I don't have a lot of like just plain colors. A lot of them that I have are like variegated or like different colored yarn. So I did get this, and this was only $9.99 for 10 balls of yarn, of DK yarn, which I thought was a pretty good deal. And then I got some of this yarn. Now this is called Premier Wool Free Sock Yarn, and y'all know I love Premier Fruits, and I had never seen this yarn, and I think that this is probably discontinued and you can't get it anymore. But sock yarn, I love it. I don't make socks, but I like to use it for the amigurumi. Like on this one, I use the fruits for the dress and the hat, or the hair bows. So, that is what I'm going to use this for, more than likely. But like I said, this is called Wool Free Sock. It is 235 yards, or 215 meters, 1.7 ounces, 50 grams. It's 93% acrylic and 7% PBT. They classify it as a number 1, but I did notice on some of these it says it's a number 2, but I would say it's a number 1. They recommend a 2.75 millimeter to a 3.5 millimeter hook or needle. It says you can wash and dry it. This color is called Vegas Lights. Is that not so pretty? It's really bright colors. I really love this. Now, this is $2.99 on their website, but I got it for $2 because, like I said, it was on sale that week. So this is really nice. It's really soft. It feels a lot like the fruit yarn. It's very similar to that. So I got 2 of the Vegas lights, and then I got this plain. They had a plain gray one, and like I said, this one says it's a number 2, but it's not. It's definitely a number 1. I mean, you can see how thin it is. It's very thin. This color is just called gray. So there's those, and then I got the crinkle again. And then I got this color right here. And this color is called Timeless. It's really pretty with purple and green and red. I love that. That's pretty. So I got 2 of those. And then I got 2 of this color. What is your name? Mallard, which is another blues. So there's those 3. And then, let's see, what's different? And then I got this color, which is called green. So it's just a really pretty, this is like my favorite color of green right here. Just absolutely love that color of green. I like to wear this color of green too. But yeah, so that one's green. It's a little sidetrack. And then this next one is called Cool Water. So it also has blues, purple, and greens. It's got that really pretty color of green in it too. And then this last one that I got is called Cottage Garden. That's really light. It's more darker than that. Yeah, it's about right. But it has a little bit lighter colors. And they had one more color, and I had this yarn in my cart for a while. And they sold out of the other color, so I wasn't able to get it. It was more, knocking stuff over. It was more pinks and purples together. But they sold out of it before I could get those. But these are the colors that I got in the wool-free sock yarn. What will I make out of this? I don't know. I don't know. And that is one of the reasons why I am putting myself on a yarn ban, because I don't have like a humongous stash of yarn. I mean, I have a lot. Don't get me wrong. I mean, y'all can see that I have quite a bit. But I've been buying more yarns that I don't have specific projects in mind, and I don't really want to do that. I want to use what I got, but I'm so happy that I got these because they're so pretty. And I think this one's my favorite, and then whoop, that one. But I love them all. I do know that this will be a frog, definitely. I don't know what frog, but it will definitely be a frog. I had a frog in mind when I bought this color. And then I forgot about the gray, and then like I did get the gray. So yeah. So I'm really excited to use that. As I've mentioned before, it's really hard. Sorry, my leg's going to sleep. It's really hard to find sock yarn that doesn't have wool in it, and I can't use wool. So I'm really excited that I found this yarn, and I can't wait to use it. And like I said, it reminds me a lot of the fruit yarn, except obviously it's not going to make a pattern. But yeah. So that is all that I have for you all. I really didn't have a lot to show, but I feel like this video was kind of long. I had 2 graduations to go to this week. My youngest daughter graduated the 8th grade, which was so cool. I'm so proud of her. She got a lot of awards for doing really well, and I was just so happy for her because she worked really hard, and the past couple years of school have been really rough for a lot of kids with the school systems making you do everything online and all that. So I'm really proud of how well that both of my daughters have done this year. And then my son graduated his high school Friday. Yeah, Friday he graduated high school. And I'm very, very proud of him. He did so good too. He's already lining up for college and planning out his future, and he is just such a good boy. He's such a good kid, and he's growing up to be such a wonderful young man. My husband and my son's mother, he is not my biological son, but I love him like he was or is, and they did a wonderful job raising him. So I have been busy this week, so I haven't got a lot of crochet time, and then when I did, it's like I just wanted something mindless. With amigurumi, you have to really pay attention to what you're doing. You got to keep up with your stitch count. Most of the time, every row is different. It's mostly repetitive, but it's different, and you can't really lose your place in a pattern. But with blankets like this and like the Ruana, I don't really have to pay attention to it. I can just sit there and just I guess it's relaxing for me right now, and so I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see a finished blanket next time I do a podcast. I know there was a little bit more space between my videos, and I can't promise that it won't always be like that in the future. I may start doing just weekly videos just because of how hectic things are right now, and my kids are on summer break, and so I may have random pop-up videos here and there, but I'll definitely post at least once a week. And more than likely, Sundays will be my day of posting, even though a lot of you probably won't see this till Monday because I'm sure I won't get it edited and uploaded until late. But, yeah, definitely always check for a video on Sunday because that is usually the best day for me to record. I have noticed it's just easy for me to have the time to do it. But, like I said, I will probably have pop-up videos here and there because I miss talking to you all when I go a week, so you never know. But anyway, I hope that you all have had a wonderful Memorial weekend. Memorial Day is tomorrow, so thank you to all of our veterans who have served or are serving. So sacrifice that we take for granted here in the United States, and they definitely deserve our thanks. So, like I said, I hope that you all are having a wonderful weekend, and I will be chatting at you again real soon, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!